it's interesting too, as I'm listening to you, I think about this all the time where, we were at a point where the goal of, SEO, the way it was kind of defined back in the day, was to get more organic traffic to your website. And I think that still stands in a way, but kind of we've peeled back one more onion layer. And, speaking of the 3-pack, the maps, all these different sorts of things, it's almost as if all of the work we do now is to validate to Google that we are what we are. We're a local business that has products, that has services, et cetera, so that we can show up where they have made us available to be visible. Like the importance of local SEO work. Well, why do you want that? How does that attribute to the map pack? How does that attribute to, and it's almost like all of our work now is just validation work to validate to Google that we are who we say we are.
Absolutely. I think that I think that boils it down pretty well.
Google wants to be the web, is kind of like we are the internet.
Yeah. Google wants to be the source of all information. If you look back to when G Suite came out, G Suite came out, that was right about the rise of Facebook. And really, Facebook would, because if you think you go to Google, you're on a search engine for 2 minutes or less, or whatever, you find what you're looking for, you leave. Well, right. What's happening when that person leaves the site? Like, what are they doing? What is the engagement? How are the person interacting? Like, how do we data mine that? Google wasn't seeing what was happening. And Facebook was getting more people spending time on their platform. So G Suite came out. So if you're logged in the G Suite, it tracks everything you do, everywhere you've been. Now, hey, let's give them free emails and see what everybody's doing in their emails so we can data mine them even more. I think you're talking about a philosophical concept of like, if you're not paying for a product, you are the product, right. Period. Any app that you're not paying for, like, they are mining your data, and you are the value to them, of what you're doing and your behavior.
Which is so interesting you just said that, because our organization, like, I am always logged into G Suite. And it's funny because I'll go anywhere. Like, I stopped by, the store this morning on my way to office to pick up some snacks for the office, right? And by the time I got from there to my office, which was probably 20 minutes, I had a notification on my phone that said, "What did you think of Safeway?" And so now they know I went to Safeway. They know where I work. They know what's in my email. And then I wonder why all of a sudden I get product placements from Google dynamic ads for the type of water or the Pepsi or the whatever that I bought that's in my fridge. And I go, oh my goodness, it's so freaky. But it's like, I'm the product.
You think about those discount codes at, like, I don't know if you have a Kroger's where you're at or something like that, but like anything that you put in, they're selling that data. Like, even if you have a conversation on some of these social media platforms, they're mining that data looking for keywords. It's not super sophisticated yet, but it's really getting there. But they know you talked about this product. So yeah, the marketing, the dynamic remarketing ad that you get hit with is going to be relevant to that. Like, it'll start chasing you around in your Facebook feed. It's getting absolutely scary. And there's really no way, in my opinion, to get around it at this point. Like, unless you want to, like, go back to, like, pre-smartphone, right? And do all your transactions where they're not online. Like, you got to just, like, do things to protect yourself. Like, you can do things from privacy, but you're creating a digital footprint every day. The amount of information that's being created and mined every day, like, it's only going to move forward. So, like, use it. My opinion is, use it to your advantage. Use technology to help you be more efficient or do your work or create a better quality of life. But, like, don't worry about it because don't worry about something you can't change. Right. Look at how to.
Skynet is here.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, like.
And you know what though? It's interesting because and wow, we've never really gone this way with an SEO conversation, but I mean, just the lifestyle implications. People are, there's so many studies out there about how miserable people have become because of what they're
Social
constantly
media.
facing phone. And now we're worried that kids don't know how to speak with one another and have conversations, and language abilities are diminishing. And I mean, like, if you look at my parents, even, right, baby boomers, who are like people our children's age, don't even know how to write in cursive anymore, and all these sorts of things. Well, here's what I would say. If this kind of stuff freaks you out, you have still the choice to not bring your phone with you everywhere you go. Like Google and Facebook, they don't need to know that you went for dinner at the Cheesecake Factory.
Well,
And then what's the lifestyle implication of it? Like, are you going to be more engaged in the moment, or, like, what happens as a result of all of this stuff?
Well, Google's actually poking fun at you. Okay. Like, what is the name of their phone?
Yeah. The Pixel.
Like
yeah.
A remarketing test. Like, basically it's like we're giving you this phone so that we can just hit you with that. Like, I mean, it's funny when you, dig back some of the little Easter eggs that were like in Facebook, some of what these programmers have buried in there. Like, I mean, like, it's a reality, you know what I mean? But they're poking fun at it. They're calling it a Pixel. They're going, basically buy this phone so we can just blow you up with ads and we know everything you're doing. Not to say that we don't already have most of that information anyway, but we want to build a full, persona of who you are and what you're doing and track. I mean, even on your phone, right? I mean, I know we're not going down the SEO route, but like the privacy button on your iPhone is basically tracking where you're going everywhere at any given time. I looked up and they have me back to 2012. Like,
that was
I mean, unless I turned it off because I was losing like juice because it drains a lot of juice.
Right.
But they know everything, like there's no hiding, and so if you understand this trend, okay, how can you not see as a business owner the value of internet marketing? I mean, I read an article the other day, and it was saying that the ad budget right now of most companies is 25% to digital. Still 75% is going to traditional marketing. And that just blows my mind, the power of SEO. I mean, I got campaigns like 10x on return on investment of campaigns over the course of a year or longer is almost the standard. I mean, 32x return on your money. Like, where are you going to get that? Like, where are you going to get that? And yeah. I mean, and so the power, just the sheer power of the internet as a whole, I don't think people fully understand what's happening, right? I mean, and the social implications of the internet on the newer generation, but also people are catching on. I think people are catching on, and guess what? It's a competitive bidding system. Whether it's AdWords or whether it's SEO, there's only so many spots, and to be on that first page where all the traffic is becoming more and more competitive. People are throwing more and more money at it, and if you're not in the game now or you haven't heavily invested in it, someone's going to come in there and pass you up. So you want to make sure you're doing the right things and your money's going to good use. But if you're not doing it at all, man, every month you're falling further and further behind. I mean, I actually brought on two new clients that had no digital presence at all. They were brick and mortar referrals, and they just haven't tapped digital marketing yet. And so it just blows my mind how many people haven't fully accepted the reality that we live in today and jump into that.